NoodleTools is a bibliographic citation management software that the library subscribes to on your behalf. It creates formatted citations using APA, Chicago, or MLA styles. You can access it on the library's homepage by clicking the Citation Tools link in the Quick Links section. Here you'll see a link directly to NoodleTools. The first time you use it, you will have to create an account. We have connected it with the college's Microsoft 365 account. So if you click that, you should then be able to sign in using your Northwestern College login information. And here we go. All right, so once you have an account and are signed on, you can create a new project. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one for my FYS World's Fairs project. And I'm going to be doing that in APA style, and I select Advance. Oh, doesn't allow me to do an apostrophe. We'll get rid of that. All right, now when I click on it, I can start adding sources to it. I'm going to show you 4 ways to enter information into NoodleTools. The first one is by typing it in, the traditional way. For this one, I have the book in front of me, so I'm going to select that as my source type. I do that by clicking New Source, and then since I have it in print in front of me and it is a book, I will select those options. Now I can just start typing in the information I know from the book's copyright page. The author of my book, we'll select author from there, is Robert W. Rydell. The title of my book is All the World's Affair. Now what I know is that APA has an interesting capitalization tradition. They do not capitalize APA does not capitalize words in the title unless it's the first word of the article or book, the first word after a colon, and any proper nouns. So since I capitalize some of these, NoodleTools gives me an error letting me know that perhaps that shouldn't be so. So I can go ahead and change that, and the error goes away. That's one of the really nice things about it, that it lets you know what you're doing wrong. The publisher is University of Chicago Press, and it was published in 1987. This is really all the information I need for a book, so I will go ahead and save that. Now what we can see here is that you may have remembered I typed in Robert, but they went ahead and changed it to just the initial R, which is helpful because that is the APA style, is to only use the initials of the first and middle names. They also put my year in parentheses, italicized the book title. They're really taking care of the formatting work, so I don't need to think about it so much. Now I'm going to show you a second way to enter information. Again, I'm going to pick New Source. This time I have an article that I found in a database, so I'm going to go ahead and click Database and then pick Journal since it's published in a journal. Now for this one, I have that DOI information. It's available to me on the article right here, so I'm just going to copy that over and paste it into that DOI field. Once again, NoodleTools gives me some helpful information on how I should format that, so I will go ahead and listen to what they say. You can see how the error will go away once I do that. Now I can do this smart import where it is, using the data available to it to find that information. If I scan this, I can see it looks pretty good. The author's name is just the first initial. We see the year in parentheses. None of the capitalization looks weird to me. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and import data. Success. And now I can go ahead and save that for a second way to enter information. This time I'm going to enter an article from a subject encyclopedia. So if I go to new source, and again, this is one I have online, so I will pick database. And an encyclopedia, another way to refer to that would be a reference source. I will click on that. You may have noticed when you're looking at a lot of resources at the library that many of them have a citation option or a cite tool, such as this one has a cite option right here. You can go ahead and click on the version I'm using, which is APA, and then I can take this and just copy it and then go back to NoodleTools, and using this quick cite, copy and paste a citation, I can paste it in. A couple of things to note here. NoodleTools warns you as well is that do not assume the citation is correct. It's a machine doing it, so they may have some errors in there, so it's helpful to look at it with your eyes. So when I look at this, I can see that, the name looks pretty good. We talked about capitalization, so this probably shouldn't be capitalized, so I will go ahead and make that lowercase. And everything else looks pretty good. So I can just go ahead and click Save. Again, I find that method most useful if you have some knowledge of the style you're using so you can spot any errors that are there. I'm going to show you one more method to do this. Many of our databases and resources are connected with NoodleTools. This is another article I have. This is in a database called JSTOR. And if I go to Cite, I could copy this and paste it in like I did the last one. Or over here, I have an option to export to NoodleTools. When I do that, you do have to be logged in. It kind of asks me if this looks good to me here. And I can go ahead and say import. It says it did it. If I go back to my NoodleTools project and hit reload, there it is. Now, looking at this, as I said, proper nouns are capitalized, and I see American isn't capitalized here. If I want to edit it, I can just click on it like I did there and go down below and just go ahead and make that little change in the field and save it. Another way to edit things is to go over here to this 3 dots, click on that, and you can edit your sources there as well. One other tool under this 3 dots is the option for in-text citation. If you're not entirely sure how to format the citations in your text, go ahead and click on this, and then you'll see an example here of how that should be placed in your sentence. You can put a page number in there as well to see more how that would look. Once all your sources are in, the next thing to do is to export it so you can use it in your paper. You do that here under this Export and Print tool. Go ahead and click on that and then export it to the product you're using. I'm using Microsoft Word. When I do that, I just say that I want all sources and click Submit. A file was just downloaded to my computer. If I click on it to open, popped open in another window, so let me drag it over for you. There's the page. You can see how they formatted it with the correct title. They did the hanging indent for me. They double spaced everything. They have all the capitalization and italics and parentheses right. It's a pretty nice way to get your references page together. If you have any questions about NoodleTools, citations, or anything library related, please just contact the library.